With Election Day less than a week away, Alabamians are running out of time if they want to request an absentee ballot or cast their absentee ballot in person. I caught up with several Lee County residents who braved hours-long lines, with some waiting at least 4 hours to make sure their vote counts. We asked multiple people who were waiting in line how long they had been waiting to cast their vote.
2 hours, 1.5 hours.
Been here about an hour.
I've been waiting just a little over an hour.
We also asked why they chose to vote absentee.
Honestly, just COVID, because I know that I have the time today, even with the hurricane and all, but for people who can't get off work now and maybe could on an actual election Tuesday, I want to make space at the polls for them.
Don't know what it's going to be like on Election Day. It's hard to predict, and I want to be on my nursing unit so other people can go vote that day.
Specifically, I will be working an extended shift at the hospital on voting day, and hopefully to let other people vote as well. I personally believe that the party in the White House at the moment benefits from restricting voting and trying to make it as hard to vote as possible. So I'm hoping I would stand out here as long as I needed to, or come back another day if I needed to vote. And I think it should be made much more accessible to everybody and much easier to vote, and there's no excuse for that.
We noticed a lot of diversity, and so did the voters in line.
Glad to see some young people getting out. It's Tessa's first time to vote, so I'm proud that she's sitting in this line with me.
I think it's fantastic. I'd like every single person that can vote to vote, no matter how you have to do it. I mean, there's no reason for this to not be a true democracy, regardless of what we actually call ourselves, whether it's a democracy or a representative democracy, etc. You know, it's becoming a more diverse country, and we should embrace that, and we should try to move forward together.
Most importantly, we asked why it's important to vote.
So I think it's important to come out and vote every year. This year, especially just because of how polarized everything is, I think that everybody needs to really come out and show support, so that way we can get a good idea of where everybody stands and try and make progress as a country as a whole. Because if only a small minority of us are speaking, then that small minority is going to seem a lot bigger than everybody as a whole.
I just think it's super important that everyone gets their voice out, gets their vote counted, so we can improve things that's going on in this country right now.
I think this is the first year that millennials have the bulk of the voting populace, and so I think it's really important to use that voice, because this is one of the few moments where we have the same amount of individual people have the same amount of power as Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, everybody. It's one vote. It's important.